Oh, I did it again. Keep on accidentally forgetting to change my my intro back. I don't know why my intro on that is not the correct one, but oh well, you get the kitty for more time. There we are. That's better. So professional around here. Well, anyway, greetings everybody. Yeah, if you did not get the notice, don't worry. I just put up the stream notification 20-ish minutes ago, and just kind of just fighting with scripts all day for websites. So I didn't get a chance to get all my testing done, and I wanted to run through the Archkick script at least once. I did run through it once, and I have something that that loosely qualifies as a build for Arch. There's a few things that I did not get in the script, and so I kind of want to redo it, but I'm not sure we're going to redo it here on this stream. But we'll talk about the script and stuff. So greetings everybody, Libre Secure, hello, hola amigos. Yes, we are the three amigos. All right, gone home. Grand entrance. Hello, Keegan. How are you? My sticky note says you were there. All right. KO2610. Hello there. Lapaga. Greetings. Steve Anderson. Mr. Anderson. How's it going? It's always tinfoil hat time. Yeah, let me see. What? Oh, you know what? You know why? I don't know why, but I'm on my tinfoil hat time. I'm on my tinfoil hat time screen setting. So I'm going to remember to have to turn that back at the end of this. In fact, you know what? Why bother? I'll just go ahead and do it now. It shouldn't replay, I hope. Let's go ahead and do that. And push. Oh, wow. Now it's going to play again. No, stop playing. All right. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's back. It's fixed. For some reason, I'm on the tinfoil hat time scene setting. I don't know why. Greetings from Phoenix. 100 degrees today. Hi, I'm glad I'm not in Phoenix today. Although it's probably a lot drier down there. It feels a lot cooler. Kitsun, hello. Edgar, hello. Sub-Zero, hello. Only 16 folks on right now. That's kind of scary. I usually have these out in advance, but for whatever reason, numbers have just been dropping lately. It's kind of weird. Well, hello, Joe. How's it going there? Love the tinfoil hat time intro. Yep. How about the fuzzy snake? Do you love the fuzzy snake? It's a fuzzy snake. Well, we're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and start in with a little bit of this Archbang script. So I'm going to go ahead and start up a distro over here while we are waiting, and go ahead and push my start recording button. All right. So we're going to talk here today about the Archkick script. This was done by SadERror. I don't see SadERror on right now. I did tell him I was going to be talking about his script today. I was thinking about doing it like yesterday, but I really wanted to get the I wanted to get that discussion in on Fedora yesterday. So I ended up doing, or not Fedora, OpenSUSE yesterday. So I ended up doing the OpenSUSE build yesterday. And then I said I was going to go ahead and walk through the Arch script today, the Archkick script. And I did get a chance to walk through it once. And I have something that roughly qualifies as a Arch build. Now, mind you, I've not built an Arch build before. I've done things like, you know, obviously Manjaro's Arch base and Antergos's Arch base and things like that. What I wanted to do here is we're just going to look at what I was able to build. Now, there were a few things, like I goofed up in one of the scripts where I was supposed to go in and edit the sources. And so one of the things that I have found on my build is that my sources are not working. So it pretty much killed all of the packages I would want to install. But hey, the main system is working. And so here I just went ahead and installed that you can select a variety of different desktop environments. So I went ahead and went with Budgie as a desktop environment. So that seems to work pretty well. One of the things that I found is that I had actually accidentally goofed up in part of the script, and it takes about an hour or so to install it. So I didn't have a chance to run through the script again. Maybe what we'll do is we'll look at it, we'll boot into it, at least see. So you can see we only have Firefox and Chromium and Kdenlive, and nothing else came on the system as I installed it. That's just because, like I said, I goofed something up, but the script is really cool. Gives you the ability to install Arch, and it's just going to walk through a series of scripts. So this is kind of what you get on that. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through how to set the script up here, if I can remember how to shut down my computer in Budgie. And then what we're going to do is maybe we'll have a look at how this works. So with that being said, find my there we are. Find my right page there. Give me a second. Get that reset. This will be a lot better when I edit it. There we go. All right, so here is the actual page. So this is at github.com/SadError256 /Archkick /blob/master/readme. Of course, I'm on the readme page. You can go back to the main Archkick page here. You can see what the script looks like. So this is the actual script. So of course it is all open source. Basically all it's going to do is it's going to walk through, instead of having to go into Arch and grab and read through all the documentation, it's just a script that goes through all of the documentation as it is. And so if you just click on the README here, then you can see what you need to do. Just go ahead and grab an Arch Linux ISO. So I went ahead and just grabbed it from this link in here. If you need to set up Wi-Fi, you need to boot this menu in here. This is kind of like, this is good documentation for, if you know SadError, he's like a middle schooler. This is actually good documentation for a middle schooler. So that's why, I mean, these are the guys that are going to be carrying the Linux community on. He tells you how to set up the Wi-Fi there. If you're not using Wi-Fi, you're just plugged in Ethernet, you should be set to go. And then you just grab this script here. So you're grabbing the script with curl, and then you are running the script with bash. And then all you need to do is just sit there and walk through all of the different steps. So let's go ahead and see if I can get one of these guys running appropriately. So let's go ahead and go back over to my desktop view here. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go into my system. Let me just grab my Arch script. And one of the things I want to check on the system, let's see. Let's go ahead and start it first. And I'm going to go back to this view here. We're just going to go ahead and boot that. So that should boot us right into the terminal there. Oh, it might be loading my distro. I might need to double check that. All right, so there we are. Now we are logged in as root at the Arch distro. We should be able to grab the clipboard from host to guest. So hopefully I can copy this. But I'm not sure that the Arch actually has the ability to paste something in. Yeah, I'm not really seeing that. So we're just going to go ahead and manually type this guy in. curl-o, it's not too long, https://raw.github user content.com/SadError256 Archkick /master /archkick.sh and bash archkick.sh. Let me just double check that real quick. That seems correct. All right, so now we're gonna tells you here's your on-screen made for making Arch easier to install, reduces the pain and time of installing Arch Linux with a simplified installer. Also provides extra settings like picking a desktop environment window manager so you don't have to spend hours configuring things. It's not perfect. Of course, you'll be using legacy BIOS, not EFI. Only English key map is supported. A fork would be needed for multiple versions. So if you are looking to port something like this to another version, get a hold of SadERror and he might be interested in the help over there. May not work for NVIDIA drivers and may not work for all machines, of course. And this is a new script. Do you use Wi-Fi or Ethernet? So that one of the things that I found is that some of the entries you just hit the key, some of the entries you have to hit the key and enter. Not sure if that's standard for this type of thing, but it's actually a little annoying to get in the way. So now we want to decide which disk to run this on. So I'm going to do SDA. Of course, we see loop 0, SR0, and SDA. So he does tell you, just like that, example SDA, SDB, we're not doing that. So which number are we putting it on? We're going to go with 2. Going to use swap. We're going to say no. I think we're good. Okay, so now next thing requires knowledge of Nano text editor. It's nice that they use Nano instead of Vim because a lot of people don't know how to use it. Use Vi and Vim. Let's go ahead and just have a look at that. So he's giving you the X instruction there, Control X, Y, and Enter to save the file. So that's actually nice for a new user. So this is kind of the server he's using. We're just going to go ahead and leave it as it is. If you're confused, just press Y. Are you confused? I am not confused. I don't think. Yeah, and I think that might be part of the problem. Maybe there might be something in there I need to edit. But since I don't do Arch on a regular basis, I'm not 100% certain. If anybody can tell me, let me know. I'm not sure we're going to go through all of this. It kind of depends on how long. Like I said, it took me about 35-40 minutes last time I did this. All right. Plan on making a shell script installer of my own. Very good. Hello, Frustranger of the Frozen Realm, and meow. Meow, Frustranger, how are you? Okay, YouTube algorithm of the future, the ability to fast forward a live stream. Cats DGS, hello. Brendan Michaelis, hello. Late, but you're here. Screen reports 34 viewers. I'm reporting 38 max, 36 total. Linux historian, greetings. Installing Linux Mint Cinnamon on a VM, also LMDE Cinnamon. While watching this, messing with Ubuntu on my laptop with that. All right. You should wear new shoes and hold your cat when you review this, so you can be kicking it in Archkick with your sidekick wearing new kicks. That's hard to read, man. I'll think about that. And problems with Mint, Cinnamon, and VM found it's only a Cinnamon VirtualBox. Oh, are you talking about the software rendering mode? You might need to go into the drivers and install the proprietary guest editions. There is an open source guest editions that works, but it's not a proprietary one. And so grabbing that would probably fix your issue there. Expert pronounced my name right. It's a miracle. All right, let's see. Total download size. I'm just going to see how much more there is to do on this. Like I said, I'm not sure I want to run through the whole thing right now. I might record the video in 2 parts and pitch it back together while I'm doing other stuff. Antic Designs, I have an Arch Linux install guide on my channel that may help you. Very cool. See, the thing is, though, is the reason I don't use Arch is I'm not a tinkerer. I run 2 businesses. I don't got the time. And it's not, at this stage, it's not a good thing for me to spend a lot of my time reading manuals on stuff when things like Linux Mint Cinnamon and other distros like it don't require reading a lot of technical manuals. I just don't have time for that. I have too many things to do. You know, and if you're new to my channel, understand that I came to Linux not because I'm a backroom computer geek tinkerer guy. I came to Linux because Windows was no longer a viable option and Mac sucks. And I needed to do something that was going to be a consistently, persistently stable computer that I could get my work done. And that's what I approach my channel with. I don't approach it from the geeky developer. I mean, nothing against the geeky developer. I just approach it from a user's perspective. And that has served the channel very well because I'm approaching this stuff from the same angle that most of you guys are approaching it from a user and usability standpoint. Not that it's bad, it's just, if it's the same reason I don't do things with i3. I don't got the time to learn it. It just takes too much time to learn. I don't got the time to learn it right now. So there'll be a time when I do, and I'm looking forward to those days, but as it is right now, I got too much going on. Arch is your daily driver. Very cool. Very cool. Use Manjaro. Yes, I like Manjaro. Manjaro is one of my favorite distros. I use Cinnamon, Linux Mint Cinnamon more frequently. I'm rocking a Debian Cinnamon on my media PC right now. That's fun. I like my distros, I like my car. I like to start and take off. There you go. There you go. You're that geeky programmer. Very good. Very cool indeed. Yeah, we need the geeky programmers in the world. We just need to at times realize that we're programming stuff for users and stuff. He's XFCE because I love to tinker and customize. Yeah, that's the cool thing with XFCE. I had a very nice XFCE build that I had customized on my old Cubes build. I'm gonna let that die though, and I'm just gonna come back with back to Cubes with version 4 soon. I made the guide to avoid the wiki. Awesome. All right. I might just go ahead and let this do its thing, and but at the same token, I think that I'm not sure I want to spend a ton of time on this. Mostly, this is just a it's just a an awareness video, let you know what's here, what you can do with this, and if it doesn't take a lot longer, I'll give it just 2 or 3 more minutes and see if it actually loads. See if it finishes or gets us to a next step. I'd like you guys to see the next steps. Daily driver distro is actually Manjaro. I used it. It used to be Debian and Ubuntu. Now I'm in love with Manjaro. Cool. Very good. Last night I installed Debian on a VM with a all desktop environment, so it's kind of like a test bench. Nice. Yeah, I have a production Debian that has I have KDE. Cinnamon and Mate on it. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see how that works. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump on over to the next topic here. So I'm going to go ahead and move on back to the comment feed, and then we'll let that go for a few minutes, and I'll adjust some things. I'm not sure if we're going to come back to this or not. It's going to just kind of depend, I guess. All right. Archkick is like Arch Anywhere. It's a script that just walks you through all of the Arch settings, so you don't have to go through and read all the documentation and dig through it all. Hello, Peter. How's it going there? Greetings, Live or Die. An easy and quick way to install Pure Arch. All right. Let's go ahead and, let's see. Are you going to try Linux Mint Debian Edition? Yes, they are releasing the Linux Mint Debian Edition, the new version, very shortly. And so when that comes out, I'll do a full review on that one. Pulling from a slow server. Well, I mean, I'm also streaming in HD at the same time, so that could have something to do with it. All right, we're going to jump over to the next topic. We're going to talk about that for a little bit. Welcome back to Switched to Linux. Well, today we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the GDPR and the Google Analytics. Before I jump into this, I'm going to say GDRP a lot. It's a Freudian slip. I am walking on Freudian ice. GDPR is the correct way. This is that new European data privacy thing, which has very good intentions, but is insanely annoying to completely and fully comply with. Now we could just, I should have probably called this GDPR and cookies instead of Google Analytics. The reason I picked Google Analytics is I don't use a lot of cookies and a lot of different things, but I do install Google Analytics on several of the websites that I own and that I build for other people. And one of the conditions in the GDPR is that all cookies must be opt-in. And so I want to talk about a free and open source software package that does a decent job, and I'll show you how it works and how I have it set up. So we're going to go ahead and have a look at this. This code is called Cookie Consent. It's by Insights. It is a free and open source application, and it allows you to put a banner at the bottom or on the top or on, you know, a push down or a floating left or a floating right. Basically, it's a banner that you can put on a website. So you can see what it looks like at each one of these. So this is a push down. Here's a floating left. Here's a floating right. So you have a variety of different things that you can do with the position. And then you can pick your layout so you can see what these look like. Here's an edgeless. Here's a wire. It doesn't look like the classic and the block is actually much different. Oh, okay, it just depends on, do you have rounded corners on your button? But it may make a difference. Colorations, of course, you can do a lot of your own customizations here, but you can see what your customization colors are. It turns out this is actually perilously close to one of my main sites, to the Switch to Linux site. There's other things I want to do for my other one, but I spent most of my day working out some bugs with this because there are a few issues and a few problems with it. We're going to walk through those. Of course, here is how you can do your own coloration. Learn more, so you can either go right to the link at cookiesatu.com, or you can link to your own privacy policy inside of your website. And then compliance type. Now, the old way a lot of old sites work is just tell users we're using cookies and deal with it, chum. The problem is the deal with it, chum option is no longer viable under GDPR. You have to give a person the option to allow this type of stuff or not allow this type of stuff, and the website has to function even if they opt out. That is why I say it's insanely stupid and it is short-sighted in our modern age where cookies are on absolutely everything. And one of the biggest challenges that I see as a WordPress developer is there are so many plugins that add their own cookies that it becomes insanity. That's why when I build my sites, and if you're looking for a website, consider talking to me. I'll talk to you about those services. When I build my sites, I build everything custom ground up without absolutely minimum plugins. Especially since I've seen a lot of Google Analytics plugins that start adding a lot of their own stuff and a lot of things that I think are Probably the companies running the plugins are siphoning data off of your analytics while it's passing through. And so I never do that. So this allowed me to use, and you can do it for any type of cookies, or in this case, I'm using it just to work with Google Analytics. So what you need to do is the preferred is the opt-into cookies. This is the preferred that is essentially quote unquote required by GDPR. And so you have that. You also have the option to allow users opt out of using cookies. And so these are kind of the things that you need to keep in mind. And then of course we have, this is the custom text. It's just the text that you have at the bottom of the site. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and have a look at some of this. Now, here's where the errors seem to be, is there does seem to be a problem with the opt-in appears to be mostly broken. And so I ended up building an opt-in for my site utilizing the opt-out just by reversing a few things. So here is my main site, and I have my my inspector panel up here. Storage is where cookies are going to appear. So if I come in here and I type, F5 it, you'll see that there's no cookies. So I have the option to deny cookies. Now the funny thing is, if you deny cookies, then it sets a cookie. I know. Well, the thing is that this cookie qualifies as what is called a an essential cookie, which is not considered under the GDPR. There is absolutely no user identifiable information in this cookie any way, shape, or form. In fact, if you look at it, you can see the domain, you can see it's set, and it should say the only thing it says is deny. That is the only thing it says. And that is supposed to toggle off all of the cookie function. Now, if I pull the cookie policy back up and I push allow, now you see the 3 Google Analytics scripts show up. Those are the things that show up. So I can pull up my cookie policy, and if I hit deny, it should knock those out. It doesn't knock them out as well as it should. So if I go into my cookies and view my cookies, you'll see those cookies are still there. I'm working on getting those completely taken care of. But for now, this site should be GDPR compliant, especially since I will have a link in my privacy policy within a day or two here that's going to have a place to click the button to delete all the cookies regardless. And so that's kind of what we are, what I'm wanting to do. So there's a few things that were a little bit broken on this, and the documentation is not entirely clear, so I want to walk you through what I did here. So of course this gives you what the things do. This is not exactly what I would call documentation. This is a explanation. So it's like, I know what opt-in and opt-out are. I'm looking for how to actually apply it. So when you push learn more, this is the only bit of documentation we get. So what in the world do you do with this? That's kind of the question. So if we see we have the opt-in, we have the opt-out. The other thing that does is it's going to add this type opt-in to your system. And so that's an important one. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you what the code on the site looks like. So what we do is we come down to the bottom, and inside my master footer, I'm going to have a script that is going to look like this one here. So we're pulling in the style sheet from cookie consent. Right now I'm pulling it off of Cloudflare. When I have this code finalized, I'm going to be pulling that from Cloudflare and hosting it myself, which is what you should always do. You want to minimize other domains that are loading stuff. It gives you more control over what's there, and if they alter this one, I don't get any surprises someday. And then it pulls in a jQuery file, so we got to make sure we have that. And then it loads in all of the variety of different options. So the one thing I needed to do is the dismiss button on the opt-in appears to opt in. It's supposed to opt out or say deny or whatever else. But what happens is the basic label here, this deny says dismiss, and this CC deny here, originally in the code says CC dismiss. So putting this elements tag overwrites this so that I can make my dismiss actually a deny button. And then I gave it the title of deny cookies. Otherwise, this would say, got it, thanks. Okay, so to translate that, we're going to come back over to this site. I'm actually going to clear all of the cookies from the site, reload the site, and then look with my inspector. You'll see if I hover over this button here, you can see that it says down here, CC deny. The default of this says, got it, thanks, or it says CC dismiss. And for whatever reason, the opt-in function is broken and it is saying, okay, we are opting in. The user has clicked a button and we're allowing it. It's not supposed to do that. So there's something in the script that is broken. So this is a workaround. If we look at this one, you see it says CC allow. So what you need is, I needed to write CC deny instead of dismiss and CC allow. There was supposed to be a way to drop the actual official deny button on the system, but it's not functioning either. So like I said, I have a good workaround. Oh, actually, I am still working under opt-in. That's right. I am under opt-in. I thought I was, my initial test had opt-out, but I had a problem clearing the cookies. So opt-in now, what we're going to do is, under the opt-in is I'm running my Google Analytics code here. And yeah, I know I'm showing my Google Analytics ID, so that's a public code. So I'm running my analytics code. So this is what it is. You'll see that the only thing that I did from what Google gives you, actually, no, this is a rewritten one, because the one Google gives you to paste into your website does not have the ability to anonymize your IP. Anytime analytics is running, you need to anonymize IP addresses. And so this is kind of the way that we're going to start seeing Google Analytics scripts show up. So here what I'm doing is I'm calling the function. The only thing that I've done is I've removed the script from the top and from the bottom because we don't need those. And then I have, this is the code which is calling my user ID. This guy here is anonymizing everything. And this is what actually sends the information to Google Analytics. So the way this code is working is, on the initialization, it is not going to load any cookies at all, and it's not even going to load analytics at all. So if a person lands on the page and does not click the allow cookies, Google Analytics never displays. Does this show up our numbers? Absolutely. And we're going to see Google Analytics become a seemingly irrelevant thing down the road because of this. Not completely, but for sure we're going to see a lot of that. So then on a status change, so if the status of this changes, and this is the part that I'm still working on, if that changes, it checks, is the type opt-in, and did consent come through as true? If that is the case, it will also load the scripts. And on revoke, which is anytime you are in opt-in and you are revoking permissions, what it's going to do is it's going to clear all of the cookies. So what we see is, coming back over to storage, if I allow cookies, you'll see it's all there. Now if I pull this up and push deny cookies, they will actually clear out. This one here, this console here, is not as good as the console that's on my actual development computer, which actually shows me in real time how they're leaving. So that, like I said, though, the challenge is they are still appearing on the user's computer. I'm still trying to get that part resolved. But this should be GDPR compliant now, because we're not actually getting anything until a person actually accepts cookies. And like I said, I'm going to have a button there to clear the cookies down the road. So this is the site that you want to go to. This is the only one I know of that wasn't trying to sell me a service to do this. But like I said, there were a few things that weren't quite working right, and so I had to make a couple of little adjustments to it. Primarily just changing, the biggest change I did to the code was changing the dismiss button to be a deny button in there. So that's kind of the biggest change that I did. There was another one I was working towards, but I ended up abandoning that for this one because this one actually did seem to clear things out. So that is if you're dealing with GDPR in websites. Of course, this will work in any type of site. This is being run in a WordPress site right now, but it can run in any type of site. All it is just this one block of JavaScript involved in the system. So that is how to make that work. Now we have an opt-in, opt-out system that would work for any cookies. The thing is that what you need to figure out how to do is you need to figure out A, how to clear your cookies, and B, how to run your code only when a person accepts and opts into that. And so that's kind of what we're looking at here. So if, like I said, if you are interested in getting a website put together, you can reach out to me. This is my business site at westernmtnweb.com. There's a contact form over here. You can leave me a message over here. It's a relay. Sometimes it's set to ring me. Oftentimes it just leaves a voicemail. So if you are looking to get a website built, or if you need GDPR compliance put into your site, let me know. I'll be glad to give you a free quote. And I guess with that, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy switching to Linux. All right. Alrighty, let's see, where did I leave off? I think I was somewhere down here. Yeah. Pure Arch kind of overrated in my opinion. It's like buying a car at a great bargain, but without an engine. I kind of agree in a way, you know? Google CSE. Google CSE, custom search engine. Yeah, I hate Google custom search engine. Makes me mad. I've had to install that into several different websites before. Brought you that GDPR. Stupid idea. Oh, yeah, but you should see the one that's coming down the pipeline in the next month. Holy moly. That's going to be tinfoil hat time on steroids. We might have a topic for Saturday, which... Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure my Saturday, I may not have a tinfoil hat time on Saturday. Maybe I'll pre-record something, I don't know. Freeze Manjaro over there other than Pure Arch. Pure Arch is too raw. Paperbag Man, greetings. So on one website with a big window pop about GDPR and there's information. If you close this window or click OK, that means you agree on your policy. Yeah, the problem is, though, is that's not legal under GDPR. But in my opinion, GDPR is simply a stick that can be used to pound on anybody at their own discretion because there is no way you can be completely GDPR compliant at all. But no, their option to click through that is an absolute violation itself. In fact, that's specifically in the rules that you're not allowed to do. Am I late? Yes, you are late. But it's okay. Unless you're a wizard, then you arrive precisely when you mean to. Right click, inspect, and delete the element. Yeah, the biggest problem I have with it regarding the cookie policies is why don't you teach the people over there, if they're all concerned about cookies, to set your browser to not accept them. Okay? It's a fairly simple thing to do. What did you miss? I went through the first part of the Archkick script. I don't know. Maybe we'll go ahead and do a little bit more of the Archkick script. Greetings, SadERror. How's it going there? Yeah, you missed the beginning part, but I think I'll go ahead and go back to it. Later we do our Walk in Christ live stream. Not tonight. Tomorrow. Thursdays. Thursday is when I do a live stream on that channel. I'm usually supposed to have a study out today. I'm thinking about moving my official study release date to Fridays, because if I don't get it recorded Monday, and sometimes I don't, then it's just too hard to get it up by Wednesday. So I'm thinking of changing my official release time for my studies to Fridays, because it gives me a whole lot more time to get stuff ready and organized for it. But I did put out a daily walk on that channel there yesterday. Figured out how to go back to old YouTube. Sweet. Let me know. Mention there's 3-button, agree, X, and remind me later. Well, what you're supposed to do is, well, yeah, I mean, that's the old cookie policy, which is not allowed anymore, which is kind of silly. Some time, but it's very bad design in my opinion. Most people don't know the workaround. Can't wait till Facebook is opt-in so they start losing money. I mean, what I do is I just block Facebook. In fact, here's a fun thing. You should block Facebook entirely. And then if you want to use Facebook, it just go into your computer. Well, let's see, would that work? No, if you're blocking things on the host file on your computer, it's easier to go in there and just unblock Facebook on the host file for the short period of time you're using it, and then re-block it when you're done, because that way they're not following you all around the web. You have a good idea when the next Linksmith 19 is going to be released? I'm considering installing it. They don't have hard release dates, but they said sometime mid-May to early June, and so any day now. I've been watching for it daily. There's a ton of hate seeing, but I don't whine and cry about it. Okay. Okay. And I'm glad you're a Christian, Cool War Boy. That's awesome. All right. Okay. It would be great, but people have a lot on their minds these days. Have to force themselves to learn new things. Yeah, and that's the problem. Like I've spent a good part of a week figuring out how to get all this crap going. Someone offers free cookies, it's very hard to turn them down. Tinfoil hat armor for the topic you said. Yeah. How about this one? This website uses cookies. Agree now or leave. See, that's what I would like to see. It's my daily driver OS. Linux Mint Cinnamon. It's got a GDPR from Matrix home servers. If we don't collect any info or cookie data, maybe just IPs for little occasion. Yeah. Do we have to... Wait, okay. Matrix home servers. Tom, if we don't collect any info or any cookie data, maybe just IPs, but for a little occasion, IP is specifically targeted. So if you're running analytics, you need to anonymize IP addresses. Any cookies that are considered non-essential, you have to give the user the opt-in requirement. They have to opt in to be able to accept them. So you have to look at everything you're doing in terms of that, which pretty much kills about everybody, really, in reality. A custom host file editor to Archkick. I would probably not, and the reason is there's too much going on to edit it on the fly there. Most people might want to, unless you want to pull in a host file. There's a lot of places on GitHub where you can pull in an already created host file. You might give that person that option. Would you like to pull in a host file from one of these services that block ads, or would you like to use a blank host file? or a standard standard host file. That would be the option you might consider doing. Two other channels, Noah and Eston, and Gaming with Noah. Very cool. Not using it, all their plugin or almost in all websites. Okay. DC4, we don't have any cookies at all. Lucky us. We don't need IP tracking. It's only for the contact page, which emails us. Tom, what happens if you use Facebook with false information using Tor? If Facebook catches on that you're using false information, they can delete your account, but there's no specific legal ramifications technically. However, somebody could probably find a way to make it work. Who knows? Especially doing Tor. I mean, doing Tor, you're just evil. I mean, come on, man. See it now. Cookies will be renamed brownies. Hey, I'll do it. All right, let's go ahead and go back to that Archkick script. It's waiting for a little bit of input. Okay, close, discard, close, close, close. All right, so we got down to the part of the script where it's asking us for some information. So we need to start by entering our location. So we're going to do America here. And then I'm in New York. Forget about it. Forget about it. All right, use Nano again to edit the local file. All you need to do is uncomment the line of text with your locale. So yes, let's go ahead and edit that file. And what I'm actually going to do is Control W, and I'm going to look for EN. So we're going to go with EN. Is it ENUS, I think? Here we are, ENUS. We're going to uncomment that form, Control X, Y, Enter. Host name, let's just call this guy Arch. All right, so now it's just going to ask us a lot of different questions like this. Let's see. You know what you could do, SadERror? You could put in, see if you can put in some coloration so I can more easily see what I'm looking at. Okay, installing Wi-Fi drivers. If you use Ethernet, won't matter. No. Setting a root password. Okay, installing Grub. Yes. Your opinion on wireless technology. Do you believe EMF they emit is dangerous? I think it's worthy of more consideration. It's certainly worthy of examination. I know since they installed smart meters, I get headaches now, like once a week at least. And so I kind of want to build an EMF detector and see if there's any weird energy peaks on the days I do. It's usually either Friday or Saturday. That's it. Weird. But for whatever reason, since they installed these smart meters, we're going to have all of this better way of more accurately blah, blah, blah. Dude, I just got my electric bill. They're still estimating my usage. I have a smart meter. Stop estimating my usage. Really? All right. Let's see. Post install. Set up your user account. Install your favorite tools. Install desktop environment. Press any key. Dude, I don't have an any key. Where's the any key? All right. Username. Password. All right, so here's where we want to pick our desktop. So we have Fluxbox, i3, Windows Manager, OpenBox, Mate, Budgie, LXDE, XFCE, KDE Plasma, and GNOME. Let's go with KDE this time. You know what I'd kind of like to see there is I'd like to see an enter key. So if I accidentally hit a button, I'm not like, uh-oh, whoops, I meant to hit F and I hit G instead. No, GNOME. That'd be kind of neat there. Default is all, so we're just going to go ahead and hit enter. Two providers available. Let's do one. And this is the part where there is a lot of different stuff. And so, proceed, yes. All right, so now this is probably going to take a little bit of time to get that running. Does anyone know how much Comcast charged for a static IP? No, but I'll tell you that their IPs don't change a lot. And if it's a matter of running like a DNS, there's actually services that you can get which will monitor your home IP address. And they'll see how these change. And you can actually set up DNS even with a dynamic IP. Cool seeing you installing Arch. Yeah. Bash colors should be easy. Yeah, and that's one thing I definitely do. Add some bash colors to this. Make it, I think that would greatly improve its user friendliness. Starter series how to use HTML, JavaScript, and CSS because I want to start learning them sometime. Maybe, I don't know. Thanks if you do consider starting that series. Yeah, I mean, I'll think about it. I did some WordPress stuff, but it wasn't very well. Received, so I kind of stopped doing it. I get headaches ever since we got Wi-Fi. Yeah, some people do, and I run 2 Wi-Fi networks in the house now. The cat is over here playing with my monitor switching cable. Of course, it's this big black dongle on a little wire, so he's like, that thing's cool, I've never seen it before. There, I'm hiding it with my water bottle. You can't see it now. Wait, Tom, reason some require enter and just others 1 key is, for example, SDA is 3 key is required. Okay. Smart meter trash. Was that keyboard a Logitech? No, it's a crap. I think it's a Lenovo. It's a Lenovo keyboard. It came with one of my computers down here. It's just that the wireless keyboard I had on this computer, the wireless dongle kept on dying out on me, and it's not a unifying, so I can't swap it to a different receiver. And so I haven't bothered replacing the wireless. I really need to get another wireless one, but I'll get one eventually. Push for wireless technology has been intentional in a bad way. Yep. You turn off your Wi-Fi set for a time, depending on where you live, you're surrounded by your neighbors. Yeah, I have about 35 wireless signals that I can get here. The only reason I would turn mine off is for a case of like saving power. And actually I do. My office runs on 3 different power strips with all the computers I have. But I have it wired down that all of my necessary stuff that stays on all the time is all on 1 power strip. So when I close out my office for the night, the other 2 power strips get completely turned off. Really saves a ton of power doing that. GXK, that is your selection. It tells you which one do you want. GNOME, KDE, XFCE, LXDE, Budgie, Mate, etc. Sad. At my own house, I might set my house up as a Faraday cage. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, W3 Schools is well documented to learn HTML. There's another one from a university is actually where I learned how to do it. I can't remember what it was. Greetings, Steve Winkler. How are you? Scandinavia, high frequency were affecting children in schools who suggested they have shortwave relays away. Yeah. A Razer keyboard, it broke really easy. My work is going to add Linux to 32 machines. These computers will be used for office work. They seem to want Red Hat. Do you have an opinion? No, I don't. VBox goes up to 256 of VRAM now. It actually always did. I'm not sure if the new GUI allows you to. It always did, but you had to do it in a terminal. You had to set the VRAM in a terminal. When I move, I get to use Ethernet finally. Nice. Hate Wi-Fi, no passion for it, but sometimes you need it. One of the funniest thing is my router's custom build PFC router, or pfSense router, and pfSense BSD does not really support good wireless protocols. So despite I have a rocking awesome router, the wireless port on it sucks. I still use it because the way these houses are laid out where I'm at, even though it's as small as it is, they have like a bunch of pipes and wires going through the middle, so you can't get Wi-Fi through the main wall. And so I actually run 2 wireless networks for that reason. But I use my old 10100 router. It's a Linksys router because it has a lot faster internet than I can get directly off of the pfSense. It's kind of funny. Use IPv6. No, I don't. If you at least put US mirrors on top, the install would go much faster. Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, I didn't do that. I could have done that. Then I might also take a look at Plur URL site because my dad is a programmer and that website free via his work. Oh, okay, yeah, good. I think this is the part that's going to take a long time to install, so I'm not sure we're going to sit through all of this. Somebody say something. What? You hear something out there? Kitty hears something going on. He's like, what's going on out there? Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to sit here and allow it, wait for it to get all the way done. But what we can do actually is, where's the kitties? Meow. He's been here the whole time. Let's see if there's anything else cool going on. Oh, there was a, I think I saw this on Ars Technica. It was either on Ars Technica or it was The Verge. Papua New Guinea is going to be closing down, I think it was The Verge. They're going to be banning Facebook for a month for a study. Let's see if I can find information on that. All right. So Papua New Guinea is looking to ban Facebook for a month and considers launching a replacement specifically for Papua New Guinea residents. So apparently, if you have friends in Papua New Guinea, say bye to them. You have to be a new resident of theirs, I guess. So they could ban. They're still talking about it. This isn't necessarily absolutely going to go. The time will allow information to be collected to identify users that hide behind fake accounts and users that upload pornographic images, users that post false and misleading information on Facebook to be filtered and removed. This will allow genuine people with real identities to use the social network responsibly. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation reports that the controversial plan is only one idea under consideration for the social media platform, but it's already raising questions about government censorship. Post-Courier that the government was looking to comply with legislation passed last year is also considering the prospects of a new social network site built for Papua New Guinea citizens. Country of about 8 million people would not be the first or most populous to shut down Facebook. Government estimates that the Australian broadcasting company placed Facebook users between 600 and 700,000 in the nation. The company is already banned from operating in some countries, including China and North Korea. There have been intermittent shutdowns in others. Service was banned in Sri Lanka for about a week earlier this year after allegations the company's tools were being used to spread violence. Facebook continues to face questions about how it handles user data following revelations from the Cambridge Analytica scandal. So that's fascinating. I'm not quite sure, what they're going to be doing for a alternative for citizens of that nation. That seems a little scary to me. Hey, you can't use Facebook. Use ours instead. Ours is much better. That's kind of creepy. I don't know, isn't it? Better go with XFCE. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should have gone with a lighter weight one for the purpose of installing. Engineering labs and University of... I'll have Debian on the computers. Very cool. That are what you think of it as a parabola of Linux. Parabola of Linux, my apologies. That are what you think's... What? My town, most call relays are in the high apartment on top of the roof. You can see several from different carriers. I too suffer from migraines. In my case, it is family related. Huh. Yeah, pseudo dolphin. Well, maybe we'll give that a try if we get this thing built. Some things can trigger or make them worse. What I do, I can't use the cell phone or have it near my ear. Good thing I can turn on the speaker. I've actually used Bluetooth headsets for a long time. I've never held a phone up to my head. It's not because I'm worried about cancer or any of that type of stuff. It's just I find it annoying sitting here doing this. I think admitting to see fake accounts defeats the purpose. Now people aren't going to use the service with fake accounts. Yes, Wi-Fi is bad. 5G will destroy your DNA. Oh, that's exciting to know. I think the strongest signal phone sends on the begin of the call. That's probably the case. Yeah, let's see. Let me look up what is the frequency of 5G. All right, so here's an article. 5G radiation dangers, 11 reasons to be concerned. Disclosure, I've never read this article. Like it or not, we're rapidly moving in a world of 5G or 5th generation. Why? Because the frequency bandwidths are currently used by cell phone and similar technologies are becoming saturated. Also, because we live in a world where people want more. 5G, Internet of Things that go with it. Promise to give us more. But for what? Super fast download speeds. 5G and IoT promises to connect in our homes, schools, workplaces, cities, parks, open spaces to over 1 trillion objects around the world. It promises cars that drive themselves, washing machines that order their own washing powder and softener, plus of course, okay, as long as the washing machine is paying for that order, I'm okay with it. But if someone's expecting me to pay for my washing machine ordering my detergent, ain't flying in this house. Just an FYI. But if the washer wants to pay for it, I'm okay with that. The washer itself, it can bring on extra clients to wash more clothes, as long as I've got to do it. And of course, tie me in for a little cut of the money. That'd be good too. Going to Fortune.com, 5G will support at least 100 billion devices and will be 10 to 100 times faster than current 4G technology. It will bring speeds of 10 gigabit per second. This would let us have entire building of people send each other data in close to no time. Okay, so the technologies. Okay, wireless antennas galore. Yay! Wireless antennas everywhere! Alright, MIMO miniature cell towers, low latency. Alright, so 5 dangers, 11 reasons to be concerned. The U.S. is currently leading the way in 5G at the June 2016 press conference where Federal Communications Commission Tom Wheeler announced opening of low, mid, and high spectrums. There was no mention of health effects whatsoever, but the dangers are real. Thousands of studies link low-level wireless radio frequency radiation exposures to a long list of adverse biological effects, including DNA single and double-strand breaks, oxidative damage, disruption of cell metabolism, increased blood-brain barrier permeability, melatonin reduction, disruption of brain glucose metabolism, and generation of stress proteins. Well, that's exciting. Let's also not forget 2011 World Health Organization, WHO, classified radio frequency radiation as possible to be carcinogen. More recently, $25 million National Toxicology Program, $1 million National Toxicology Program concluded that radio frequency radiation, type currently used by cell phones, can cause cancer. But where is 5G fit into all this, given that 5G is set to utilize frequencies above and below existing frequency? 5G sits in the middle of all of this. But the tendency, it varies from country to country, is for 5G to utilize the higher frequency bandwidths, which brings its own particular concerns. Okay. Desensor soup of electrosmog. And this is actually kind of one concern of mine, is how many radio waves are going throughout everything. Let's see, effects on the skin. New wavelengths will affect the skin. So, I mean, looking at frequency, the higher the frequency, the deeper the penetration, but the less damage that penetration can do. And so there's this whole variety of it. I'd have to consult the thing just to remember exactly which frequencies are where. But it'd be fairly easy to determine this because we have a range of electromagnetic spectrum that we know is reasonably safe, and there's a range that we know is reasonably dangerous. Like X-rays, for example, are dangerous. They're considered dangerous ranges of frequencies. So what you do is you look at the entire range of what we know, and then we drop the frequencies of 5G in these ranges and see, is there any overlap, or even is it getting close to any overlap? If it's even close to overlap, I'd suspect it, especially if studies haven't been done in a lot of variety of different things. So, yeah, effective skin is actually pretty big. Effects on the eyes. Yeah, immune system effects. I've actually read some of these studies in the past. Cell growth rates. Effects on plant health. Atmosphere, depletion of fossil fuels, disruption of natural ecosystem. 5G will use pulse millimeter waves to carry information. Most 5G studies are misleading because they do not pulse the waves. Yeah, what you need to do is do the study in the exact same way it's going to be delivered. Huh. Yeah, that's quite fascinating. Interesting article. Okay. Saying I didn't start getting them until we got Wi-Fi installed in our house, unless it's something else. Yeah. I think the strongest signal phone sends on the... Okay. Is there a way to blocking your ISP to see what's... Wait, is there a way to blocking your ISP to see what's you're accessing? Oh, is there a way to prevent your ISP to see the things you're accessing? One of the things that you can do is you can run Cloudflare DNS or Google DNS if you want, although I'm not sure I'd want to do that. And I was running it for a while, but I was having some connection issues, but it does seem to be more related to my internet than that, so I got to turn it back on. So, I mean, I'd start with that, and of course, using, visiting encrypted websites will mean that people are, you're able to see stuff, you're just not able to, they'll be able to see what sites you're on, but they won't see what you're doing, versus an unencrypted site, they can see everything you do on this site. Not much of it. The best thing you can do is deploy some type of bot which just fills their tracking full of so much gray matter they can't figure out what you're actually doing. Well, the problem with the VPNs though is the VPN it doesn't help. A VPN doesn't help. It kicks the problem down to somebody else. So do you trust your ISP who is in your jurisdiction or a VPN which may or may not be? And so it's always a risk. I would not use a VPN to make my internet connection private. That's not what it's for. They've done a great job of selling us their service, but that's not what a VPN was for initially. I have a whole video about that. Read about radiation levels attributed to 5G. It amazes me most people could care less. Yep. Faster mobile data. Faster mobile data. Anything avoid anything smart in its name. Isn't there a way to access the internet 100% anonymously? I mean, the best you can do is Tor. Because it produces a connection into the Tor network that your ISP can see you're on Tor, but they can't see anything you're doing in the middle. One gigabit per second isn't fast enough? Yeah. It's not, man. Destination Linux did an interview with one of the guys at PIA. Very cool. Soon radio waves will be like dodging lasers. Yeah, you can't dodge them though. That's the problem. What is your theme I'm using in this? I think it's like mint glass. Glass Mint Classic. I'm using DMZ White for mouse. I'm using Mint Wide Darker for buttons, GNOME for icons, and Mint Wide Dark for window borders. So you have to download the Glass Mint Classic. But yeah, I really like this theme. It's a very, very beautiful looking theme. I actually really though like what I did with my Debian Cinnamon though too. That's a cool one. Should make your own search engine real easy to make with PHP. No, I mean I'm happy with using Start Page. 5G equals death by Wi-Fi, but who cares, you know? Our elite overlords will be living in their Faraday houses. Higher frequency, shorter wavelength, therefore more towers. Good evening, James Miller. How are you? I think they have 2-year option would be even cheaper per month. If 5G is that scary, about 6G. Oh, 6G is just going to be X-rays. You know, I mean, who cares, man? That way you can check your email and get scanned at the airport at the same time. Greetings and salutations to you, Skybear. Just use a microwave app on your phone to cook your food. There you go. There'll be no one here for 5G, for 6G. Hope the cell towers get so powerful I can walk down the street with a bag of popcorn and it'll pop itself. Talk about convenience. Just heard positive things about VPNs, never negative. I'll check that out. The problem with the VPN is it just kicks the can down to some other company. Like, you're trying to protect yourself from your ISP, but now the VPN knows everything about you. And that's the thing, is that this whole market of VPNs jumped up to try and sell their services. But at the same time, it's like, at what point in time do we, at what point in time do you say, all right, enough people already have my data, you know? Nice theme, have to install it. Yeah, it's very nice. It's just right in the regular repos. You don't have to do anything special for it. Just got to download it. $7G? Oh, yes, 7G. That's just pure radiation. It's just like pure radiation. Woohoo! We've moved to another phase. All right. So now it is asking us. Let's see. Network manager, yes. Reinstalling network manager, reloading system network manager, skipped current root is not booted. Device manager is not running. We might finish this by the night's up. I don't know. I might give us, maybe another 15 or so minutes, and then we'll consider wrapping up here. If you don't trust Google, what are you doing on YouTube? It's called a calculated risk. I don't trust Google, therefore I'm not going to sync my contacts and my calendars and my photos and my life to Google. But I don't mind using a Google service on a calculated place. You know, that's kind of what we're talking about. Client stays big. How's it going there? News of the week. VPN affects routers. Linksless routers are also targeted. Recommend factory meet updates. Yes, I talked about that on Friday, actually. Or was it Friday? I think it was Friday. 6G, find teeth cavities while talking on your phone. There you go. $7G will extinct the life on the planet. Yeah. $5G made me think of Marie Carey. Yeah. They first found radiation for the first time. You know that her notebooks, she's one of the ones that created, she's one of the ones that created and discovered radiation. Her journals, her science journals are so radioactive, they are locked behind lead vaults because they are so radioactive. Madame Curie, yep. See, only Google thing uses YouTube, and you can isolate that on a private tab. Yeah. Am I installing Windows? No offense, SadError. Yeah, you know, took my contacts off the cloud a long time ago. How do I transfer my contacts from Google to offline? Anyone know? Paperback. If you want to keep them online, have a small amount of convenience, Nextcloud. Use Nextcloud. That way you own and control everything. If you want to do them offline, particularly if you're on any Android type phone, you can export that to an SD card or to you know, your files or just a file on your phone and transfer it off. And then I use K-Address Book. I actually have videos about how to do this kind of stuff without using any cloud services. So K-Address Book, there's also GNOME Contacts. Both of those applications can do it. I use K-Address Book because I was building this out on Mate and the GNOME Contacts wouldn't work. But yeah, it's just import that into your system, and then when you need to send that back to your phone, just plug your phone in and save it as a file on your phone. Navigate to the file on your phone, push the button, it'll import them into your contact list. So it's pretty easy. FCC is only concerned about heating effects. They ignore the other 5 pages. Yeah. I think FCC is only concerned about money effects. How much cash can we get? Downloading another 45 megabytes right now. I like to use Google and Windows and see which one competes harder for my data. Thought we were gonna stop cancer, not make more of it. Oh, of course. We have to. Let's see. We're gonna pass on that. Okay, so we're kind of walking through a series of applications. So I've said no to Kden Live. I've said no to Geary or Genie. No. Sure. This is where I got into the error the last time, SadError. See if you can figure out what's going on here. It's failing to retrieve a whole bunch of things, and so pretty much everything else I'm going to try and install is going to fail. So this is actually what happened on my last build. So we have no terminal application. Hooray! Setup is done. So everything works smoothly except down to that last part. Of course, now the thing's going to reboot, and when it reboots, it's going to be rebooting into the drive with has that. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and power off, and then boot this from the virtual box. Now open it back up and see if that actually runs or not. All right, so we can pull down Session Plasma, Arch. All right, so now we have an Arch build. All right. Select the program you want to use to open files. Okay. appears as though Dolphin may not have installed itself. So we have the core. This is kind of what happened the last time I tried to build it too. We have the core application, but it pretty much didn't bring anything else with it. So yeah, see if anybody else can duplicate that error and SadError if you see that. Okay, so yeah, somebody else told me you also have this issue, so you think it might have a typo. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I got that twice myself, so see if you can get that fixed, and then that would probably be pretty good. But you know, otherwise we got an Arch build with the desktop environment of our choice. I'd say it's overall a success for a new script. So yeah, there's looks like there's a little problem with that. So just with getting those. Just with getting those final scripts in there. So yeah, I saw that twice. All right, hello, I use the Saint of OS World, Windows 10. My data is already compromised. Cool seeing Tom installing Windows 10 and being so happy about data collection. Sure, any more if those X-ray apps would eventually really work. They might pretty soon, yeah. Is full KDE or KDE Lite? I don't know. SadError, what do you think? Full build, okay. Yeah, it does seem Dolphin's not installed, yep. I concur. Good deep into the afternoon. Hey, how's it going there, Mike? Greetings. Cinnamon 18.3 is running so far. Great so far in VM with only 2 gigabytes. Only thing you need to add 2 gig to make it run smoother. Yeah, Cinnamon is a little heavier. I don't really mind because this is my main computer. To see my system specs in this thing is, and I don't have nearly the amount of RAM I want to have in here. But yeah, I'm running Ryzen 5 1600 processor, so it's got like, I have 12 processing cores, 16 gigs of DDR4 memory. I'm not exactly concerned with system resources on this one. Yeah, it is a little bit heavier on resources though. Who's excited for Librem 5? I'm excited for what it's going to do. I'm not going to be an early adopter though, most likely. Sudo Pacman S Dolphin will take care of it. Okay. Yeah, Linux Mint 19. As soon as that comes out, I'll be doing a video on it. KDE Super Ultra Light. Yeah. Librem 5 is the phone, the Linux phone. For the source, it does install KDE applications package. No, I got that error on Budgie too. I got that same error twice. It's like the Arch database is not loading. Still a NuGet. I might be as well. I'm on Android 7. Is that what NuGet? I don't know. Whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure what I'm on. Figured it out. All right, cool. Got it figured out. I'm running Lineage on my phone right now. I would prefer to run Copperhead. There's just a couple little applications that I have to have working that Copperhead aren't working quite as well as they should be. But anyway, it's not, it's not too bad though. So, Arch turns to nothing. So, oh, okay, okay. Can we find Archkick? It is. I'll post the link in the I'll post the link in the description here when I'm done. Or SadError, can you post the link to it? I'm gonna make you a mod. SadError, go ahead and post a link to that if you could, please. Oh, I found it. Found it. There you are. I got it. Greetings, BitBlocks. How are you? I think we're just about to wrap up. There we go. We both got it. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. So I think what we're going to do is end this show the way every show should be ended. With a kitty feeding. It's a kitty feeding. It's a kitty feeding. Oh, there's more on the keyboard there, kitty. Got it? Here, it's right there on the keyboard. Oh, kitty, 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 right there. Right there, kitty, right there. There you go, right there. See it? Right there. The cat is like, he's lost it. Here, 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 here. There you go. Number 2. Oh boy. And let's go to number 3. Oh boy. Yummy, yummy, yummies. Yummy, yummy, yummies for the kitty kitty's tummies. Alright. Yes, we will see you guys later. Archkick sounds like martial arts. Greetings, Total OS today. Got bookmarked. Alright. Yes, I unmodded you already. Yeah, we didn't have the double kitty today. The other kitty must be in the other room. When she's in the living room, she hears the bag moving around, but when she's in the bedroom, she doesn't. So, okay, Adam, I can see comment history. Okay. All right, guys. Kitty, stop accepting cookies. All right. Good night, all. Once again, if you can help support the channel, switch to linux.com/support. You can check me out over there. Patreon, patreon.com/TomM, and you can pick up a cool t-shirt, a mouse pad, even coffee cups with a kitty. In fact, I think I have one. Nope, I took it in the other room. Say, I thought I had the kitty coffee cup in here, but I took that in the other room. But you can check those out at shop.switchtolinux.com. So with that being said, thanks for watching, everybody. We will catch you guys later. I may or may not live stream tomorrow. I will be live streaming on the Christian channel for sure tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern. This channel, I might. It depends on how much work I get done. News on Friday. So thanks for watching, folks. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.